Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would go through everything that I've started growing in January. Obviously there's not much you can really do, and I haven't currently got my greenhouse up, so it's a little bit more limited to what I could do. But I've started what I can in the house, and I've tried out a few little different techniques to improve certain things. But yeah, so let's get started. So first one is my chard. I've only got a few right now because the other ones weren't the strongest. They were a lot more leggier, a little bit more of a poor root system in comparison. So the variety I've gone with is rhubarb. So if you don't know rhubarb, chard, it's got the red stalk and then it's got the green leaves, and it really resembles rhubarb. Just sadly not the taste of it, but yeah, good start to my salad garden this year. Next up, we've got celery, and this particular variety is the blush variety, so it should be like pink stems, which I'm very excited about. This is my first ever attempt at growing celery, and I'm surprised with how well it's currently going. Because apparently it's really difficult. You need to really, bless you, my cat just sneezed, you really need to really feed it a lot of water and just keep it happy in the right soil and everything in placement in the garden. So fingers crossed I get this very successful. I love a bit of celery. And also I'm curious to know what the taste difference between standard celery and the blush variety is like. If it may be sweeter or if it's just the colour. It could just be the colour, but the novelty of it will be quite fun. So how I grew this one is I tried the plastic bag technique to create that kind of warm kind of greenhouse type of vibe with it, and it's done really well. Like, I'm surprised it's done this well. And it only in like, when did I kind of got the date when I started on it? I don't think I have it with me, but I think I started this one about, I think I started it about 2 weeks ago. But it's done surprisingly well. I'm a lot more chuffed than I thought I would be with that one. I actually genuinely thought that was going to be a fail, so that's a tick for me. So the next one I've started growing is my sweet peas. Now, it's about a 75% germination at the current moment, and it only seems to be a certain typing that hasn't come up. So I might have to double check if I used up all the seeds or not and resow them, or just hope and pray that some of it maybe comes up. So this little row here is the Prince of Orange, which is looking beautiful. And then this end row we've got, which was that one? Spencer Mixed Stripes, which again is a very beautiful looking sweet pea. So the only one that hasn't come up is the knee-high ones. So yeah, I'm gonna have to double check, because I did them all at the same time. They soaked in the same amount of water, for the same duration and everything. So I'm not sure why that's the only one, unless there are faulty seeds, which is a possibility. Yeah, we'll see. We'll try it again. If not, I'll just either get another pack, or I'll just do a bit more of the other types to go with it. So one of the first vegetables that I sowed this year was leeks. Now, it's probably the worst container I could have used to start them off, but I kind of just went through what I currently had and everything. But I used an old ice cube tray that I just drilled the holes at the bottom so it can drain through and everything. And they're coming up lovely and really nicely, but I think they're starting to want to be in a bit more of a, what do you call it, solid casing, or a lot more soil around it. So I'm gonna have to probably think about putting them on soon eventually, just in case, because I'd be quite sad if they die on me. And the two varieties I've gone for this year is Blue de Solis and Musselburgh. So next up we have my peppers. So I've got a sweet pepper variety called California Wonder, and then the other one is a chili pepper variety which is called Basket of Fire. Be interested to see what these are like, because apparently they're actually really hot. I'm not the best when it comes to spice, so it will be interesting. Very, very interesting, but they looked really, really cool. I loved how it looked like a, it looked almost like a flower. Like they come off as almost like flower buds. So they're really cute. And I'm planning on putting those in a hanging basket. So hopefully they'll get a bit more heat than compared to if they were just put in a greenhouse, or if they were put anywhere else than on my garden. So hopefully those do very well. It's my first time doing proper chili peppers. So the technique I use for these ones is using the takeaway cake containers, and it's meant to work almost like a greenhouse, so it keeps the heat in and the moisture, and it just protects them a little bit more, because I had them above my radio by my windowsill, so it gets the light in and it gets the heat from the big radiator, but you can still get obviously a bit of chill coming through the windows and everything, so it just protects it a little bit more. And so far I've got a little bit of germination, only on the chili peppers, but that's okay. We'll just keep an eye on it. But what I've also been doing as well is my partner has this, I think it's meant to be a light that's meant to go behind your desktop, and it just, you can change the colours and just have like different lighting behind it. So I've been using that above my little greenhouse thing there, and I've been putting it with a few of the other little bits to help give it a little bit more extra light during the evening. And it could be from that we got the germination, could not, I'm not sure, but I'm seeing something, which is the main thing, so it is working. It is working. Next up is my onions. Now, I'm quite surprised with how like the germination rate between these two. So this one is meant to be Isabel Rose, so it's meant to be like a pink onion, which looked very, very pretty. Definitely caught my eye that way. And then this one is Long Red Florence. So I think this is more like a shallot type of style one. But I put about the same amount of seeds at the exact same time, exact same date. They've been literally right next to each other. And the Florence one seems to be the one that's germinated the best, which I'm quite surprised about. But it's all good. It's all good. I've got some spare just in case they all go wrong. Yeah, I just need to start trimming them and getting them to be a bit more thicker along the stalks before I start thinking about putting them outside or moving them or anything. But yeah, very excited to try do my first proper time of doing them with seeds. Next up, we got peas. Now they're doing really well. I was really worried trying out this technique and thinking that they were just going to get stuck, they weren't going to be able to push themselves out, but they've done, I think I've probably got like 100% germination between them. They have done so well and they're looking so strong. Considering I did them the exact same time as I did the sweet peas, they are doing insanely well. Insanely well. So the technique I use is when you roll them up in the soil and then you put seeds in and then you're meant to push up. I don't know the best way of explaining it, but I basically folded up some parchment paper, put soil between it, soaked the peas overnight, and then I put the peas in there, rolled it up, and then I put them in these little containers. And yeah, like, I'm really surprised at how well the technique was, especially because I think most people tend to use other materials for it, but parchment paper was the only thing I kind of had to hand, and I thought, oh, maybe it would be less likely option to wilt away or like rot more. And yeah, I am very, very impressed. But yeah, I am really, really impressed with how well these are doing. So the two varieties I've got is Calvadon Wonder and Meteor. Now next up is not necessarily growing, but it's what we call the process of chitting. So these potatoes are what I grew last year. So these I believe are Maris Piper potatoes, and they were kind of, I guess you'd classify as like the run of the pile. So the ones that, because I'm not a skin on potato fan. I feel like that's very controversial, but I just can't cope with it. I just don't like it. So I have to peel my potatoes, no matter what I make it. It has, like, I can't have the skin on it. So these are ones that if I was to try and peel them, I would end up with like the size of like an M&M. It just would have been pointless for me to peel them, and I just didn't have any other more uses to use them for, and I wasn't going to give them to my friends or family. So I decided to keep them in a dark place, in a little Hessian kind of sack kind of stuff thing that I've made, and gone through them, checked if any of them gone mouldy, gone too soft, and then, but most of them came out really, like, perfectly, like, fine. Thank God, thank goodness. So I'd be gutted if they actually all rotted and everything. But yeah, so I'm currently chitting them, so they're on my windowsill, and I'm just kind of seeing if they start to chit. It's like they start to get their little, I don't know what they're called, the little sprouts to come out. I can see a little bit. A few are coming up, which is good. So I'm gonna see how much more they got. I have got some backup potatoes just in case they all, like I say, go wrong. They don't do anything. But do let me know if these will actually work, because they're quite on, obviously they're on the small side, and I saw mixed things that people just be like, yeah, do it, it'll be fine. As long as they sprout, it's not an issue. Some people are saying they will mold earlier, so they won't really come of anything. And then some just like, just absolutely pointless, don't do it. You need to have like these size type of ones roughly. But we'll see. We'll see. I feel like that would be like a nice achievement on my end. I know when I've got my own grown potatoes in there and everything, and it didn't break my bank. It didn't break my bank at all. I thought I'd end the video on doing a little bit of a haul from Poundland. Poundland has finally started to bring in their garden stuff, and I'm so excited. So I've only got 3 things, because they're only just starting to put it on. Most of the stuff they have, I've already got, or I just generally just don't need. So starting off is I've got some potatoes. So just in case those last lot of potatoes fail, I've got a little bit of a backup. So the option that I went with is King Edward's. It's only got 3 potatoes in there, but worst case scenario, I just go back to Poundland and pick up another one or a different variety of them as well. These was £1. Honestly, go to Poundland. Home Bargains is brilliant as well, but Poundland is so good for their gardening stuff. So one of my favourite things from Poundland, and I probably spent a fortune on last year because I bought so many of it, was they got the cacao soil, and that's like my favourite thing to use as when I do my seed starter and everything like that. So good. It was like £2 or £2.50 for a 10-litre bag of it, and it was just so good, so good. Highly recommend. The other thing I bought is a set of onions. So again, I'm doing these from seeds, but if all fails, or if one variety doesn't do as well as I want it to, then I've just got a backup. So I've gone for the snowball variety, which is very handy because you get 20 bulbs in there. And which one did I do last year? I did one of these sets last year. I think it was no names coming to mind. But I did these last year, and I feel like I had a really good yield of onions last year, which I was very, very chuffed with myself. So don't knock them. And again, just £1. And the last thing I got is actually a dibber. And I was watching a YouTuber do a come shop with me. That's how I knew that Poundland started stocking their stuff. And this instantly caught my eye, and I was like, I need that in my life. Like, I just use random stuff to basically to make these holes, put anything in. But because it's got the little measuring thing on it as well, it just makes it so much more convenient and just so much easier. And I just yeah, I feel like it will last a long time. It's quite heavy, a lot more heavy than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, another one that is £1. Highly recommend. There we go, and that's everything I've got to share with you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. See you later. Bye. You gonna chill beside me while I film this?